Let me give you a quick walkthrough so you can make the most out of the platform. And the very first thing that you're going to see is the banner at the top. This banner is supposed to let you know exactly what events are driving the market. Specifically, when you have upcoming market driving events in the calendar, we pay attention to it. This banner is designed so that you never miss any of these market drivers events. As you know, we have 220 trading days, but not all days are tradable, at least not with the same strategies. So the banner is designed in order to let you know exactly what is happening so that nothing takes you by surprise. Second thing I want you to focus is on the 2 days AI takeaway. In the 2 days AI takeaway, you're going to open and click, and you're going to see market breadth. You're going to see a summary, what reversal patterns are being detected by the platform, and you can share it with colleagues and friends as well. Major market moves are going to be highlighted in here. Continue going down, and you can play all 4 different TV channels so that you don't miss any news. You can have them at the same time. They can be in silence. And if you see something that caught your attention, you just mute them, and you'll be able to see exactly what is going on in the market, so nothing takes you by surprise. That doesn't mean that you're going to be focusing on any of that. You don't need that with this platform, but at least you have a pretty much wide view of everything that is going on. Third, I want you to see this worth watching right now section. In this section, you're going to have things that the platform is highlighting as overstretched, unusual activity, high volume, trending, and all of that. So as they come up, the platform is going to be highlighting them here, so you can go ahead and take a deeper look into it. Then you're going to have the watch list. Watch list is very important. The reason why the watch list is very important is because once you hover over any of the instruments in the watch list, you're going to have the options drawer. You can open the options drawer. You're going to have the dealer positioning, Vanna exposure, charm, IV, and realized volatility. You're going to have a lot of information. When the market is closed, you're not going to have any strategies popping up. But once the market is open, the system is going to be pretty much scanning the market for different strategies and give you statistical readings on the instruments that you see in the watch list. Another good thing that you're going to have in the watch list is that right here at the bottom, you see that there's no time frame consensus. We track day, swing, and position on 2 different time frames. If you go through the watch list, you can immediately identify if there's time consensus in the instruments that you're tracking. So just click on it, and in very few seconds, you can see if there's market consensus or not. Right now, for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, there's time consensus right at the bottom. There's a lot of conflict in the Middle East going on right now, especially during the weekend. So a lot of the statistical reading, once the market opens 2 hours from now, are going to probably be recalculated, which takes me to my point that most of the users, what they do is they wait 10 minutes so the system captures everything that is happening in the market. And once the system captures everything that is happening in the market, you start getting good statistical reading from whatever is going on. Next thing I want you to focus is on this chart. You have in each of these categories, you're going to have 2 different time frames, 5 minutes and 15 minutes. You want to stay away from the noise, and that's exactly what the platforms allows you to do. In the money flow indicators, each of the tooltips is going to let you know exactly what these means and how traders use them and how important they are when you're making a decision, specifically when you're deciding on market direction. Now, statistical reading, I want you to focus on this section of the chart. Statistical reading gathers all the data and give you a statistical reading on what the data is projecting based on pure statistical analysis. If you come here into the statistical reading tooltip, you're going to be able to read exactly what the statistical reading is all about. And for each specific instrument, you're going to be able to see exactly what percentage of accuracy the statistical reading has. For example, for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it moved in correct direction 84.6% of the times. Tesla, for example, moved in the correct direction of the statistical reading 97.9% of the time. Medium favorable move was 1.35%. What that means in an example for Tesla is that 97.9% of the time that the statistical reading showed up, we got a move of $5.28, or the equivalent of 1.35% in Tesla. Favorable over adverse is 70.7%, meaning that for all the time the system generated a statistical reading, 70.7% of the time ended over the adverse reading. Say, for example, right now, Tesla today before market open, it's showing a statistical reading to the bottom. And say, for example, that according to the statistics, 7.7% of the time, Tesla should end under the current price as is showing in the statistical reading. It lets you know exactly how many readings has been verified. 188 readings have been verified specifically for Tesla. Each instrument has its own statistics, so I suggest you to come here and understand exactly how the instruments is being read. If you come here and hit show, you're going to be able to see statistical reading accuracy of the entire platform for the different categories. And this is very important because you can track exactly in real time, and this changes every week. It updates every week. It changes in real time as to exactly how the platform is performing. At the bottom of the chart, you're going to be able to see a description of what is happening price action wise and what the platform is looking at. Continue to go down, and you're going to be able to see key readings. For example, 3 losing streaks, 25% continued chance, high volatility, ATR 9.2% daily range. Continue to go down and you see the stress meter cards, and in the stress meter card you go deeper into the data that we've tracked for each specific discipline. At the end, you're going to see what is the statistical reading for each of these disciplines so that you can understand which is more favorable in the specific instruments that you're tracking. Coming in here, you see the money flow. Money flow is very important. It allows you to see the unbalanced volume, CMF, MFI, all of that. If you come into the tooltip, in case you're not familiar with these statistics, you can go ahead and read them in here so that you can understand exactly how traders use them. You see the journey as well. This is very important because you can actually track how the instrument is being performing throughout the day. And on the CVD section, you're going to be able to see also exactly what is on the CVD section, you're going to be able to see order flow, and the same order flow, you're going to be able to see it right here at the bottom, and the OBB trajectory as well. Say, for example, that I want to short NVIDIA based on the statistical reading and based on my analysis. I come here, I see the statistical reading is confirming my analysis. At the same time, I'm looking for a flow bias to the downside, VWAP negative, and delta last bar, which because the market is closed is saying 0 now, but delta last bars, want to be able to see that there's a negative number right here, as well as in the CVD. Anytime that instrument is trending down and I start seeing these getting stronger, it means that there's a rotation to the upside, and we have to pay attention to that. Right now, and specifically this time frame, there's a lot of selling pressure. If we move up into the different disciplines, we see that there's a little bit of unbalanced trajectory, getting a little bit of strength, but still a lot of selling pressure in here. And now if we tap into position, we see that the instrument is a little stronger in the long term, meaning that you have at least a little bit of buying pressure starting to accumulate in this area. But still, we see in the readings when it comes to the delta, CVD, VWAP, and flow bias is still very bearish, specifically for Tesla, at least for now. If you want to have a quick summary, you can click on how it works. How it works is going to let you know that you search a symbol. Next, you choose a time frame. Next, you see the statistical reading. And next, you learn how it works. That's basically one of the quickest ways to understand the platform. If you come into tutorials, you're going to see different videos. You can choose your language right here. In your profile, you're going to be able to connect to Telegram. In Telegram, you're going to be able to activate all the different notifications of what the platform tracks. And that is very important because you might be busy or whatever, and the platform is pretty much working 24/7 for you. You get the notifications right into your phone or your Apple Watch. One of the things that happened lately, for example, just to give you some context, I got a notification on Telegram, and I actually published this in the histories of my TikTok account, where Apple was showing a squeeze. Immediately after I saw that, I went ahead and bought some calls, and I got a very good return investment, about 20 to 30% return investment from that specific notification. The system is not giving me any trading recommendation. The system is just recording exactly what I told the system to record, and I just get the notifications whenever this happens. If you come to the tutorials, you're going to be able to see the tutorials as well. And as we continue to move forward, we're going to continue to add more and more tutorials. And this is it for at least the dashboard. We'll continue to add more tutorials as we move forward.